Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Araya. Very nice to meet you. And in today's video, we're going to be having some astro talk. I'm going to be giving you all the astro tea on the different signs, and I'm going to be rating, in my opinion, how toxic the signs are. This is going to be strictly for men. I can do a part 2 if you guys want, where I talk about the women, because I got the tea on the women too. I've been observing everybody. Before I go into this video, I would just like to preface this video by saying I am not an astrologer. Astrology is not something I use as my religion. I would never judge someone based on just their sun sign. I don't pick friends or pick partners based on their signs. I know a little bit too much about astrology to know it's not that simple. If you guys know a bit more, you know, you have a birth chart, you have your sun, moon, rising, you have all the planets, you have degrees, you have aspects. It is a lot more complicated than you think. But for the purpose of this video, let's just have a bit of fun. It's going to be based on sun signs, and I am a Sagittarius rising, Aries sun, Pisces moon, just to get a bit of, you guys can kind of like get a bit of my personality, Sagittarius, Aries, and Pisces. Do with that what you want to do with that, and let's get straight into the video. Okay, so I would like to start with Aries, the first sign, my sign, but I'm going to be as real as it gets. Aries men, Aries men are your typical alpha males. I like them as friends, but once it starts to get a bit romantic, because I've found that they like very feminine, subservient women. They like women that don't talk too much. The typical arm candy who doesn't really just like to argue, because they're very fiery and they're very hot-headed, so they need like that water to just sort of like cool them down. And when you are fiery in return, they can't take the heat, because it's like, whoa, 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 nobody talks to me like that, but you're rude too. So yeah, I don't know about them in the romantic sense, but I do like Aries men. I get along really well with them because I'm an Aries. We have good conversation, great banter. They're very loyal to their friends though. Once it starts to get to the love aspect, I don't know about all of that, but I know to their friends, they're real, they're loyal. And yeah, I would say Aries are not, they're toxic, but I respect it because they're quite honest about how toxic they are. They're not going to be the ones to lead you on and be like, oh yeah, it's this, but it isn't. No, they're honest. And for that reason, I would give them 3 out of 5 stars. The next sign, Sagittarius. I like to call them Sagittarius because, guys, I'm not being funny. After dealing with 2 Sagittarius men, I felt like I needed therapy. I was traumatized, and I can laugh about it now, but it really wasn't funny. It was a very dark period of my life. I do not like Sagittarius men. I do not recommend them to anybody. If you ask me, I'm like, run. I mean, I'm joking, but I'm really not. Sagittarius men are good for everything except commitment. I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't have fun with my Sagittarius man, because baby, we had a good time. It was fun. Like, they're fun to be around. They're smart as well, so you can also have like good conversation, good banter, like everything was good. But once it was time to commit, they do not stay faithful. Like, Offset is a Sagittarius, Lil Baby is a Sagittarius. I cannot make this stuff up. So my advice to you if you're dealing with a Sagittarius is just have fun, and when you're done, send them back to the streets, because that is where they belong, to the streets. Okay. Sagittarius get a 0 out of 5. No ratings. I do not rate them. I do not respect them. I said what I said. The next sign, Leos. I love Leos. Some of my friends have had terrible experiences with Leos, but I just think they got unlucky, because I've had like 3 different experiences with different Leo men, and all of them, like, I still have love for all of them, because it's just like they get me, I get them. I feel like Leo men are very they're very masculine, but not masculine in the same way Aries are masculine. Don't get me wrong, they do have very sensitive egos, and Leo men can be very prideful. That's one thing that really used to annoy me. Their pride, oh my gosh, like, it's crazy. But with Leo men, they're just like very protective. I feel like they know how to treat women. Look at how I'm blushing, like, because I'm just having flashbacks. But with Leo men, if you want a guy that's going to wine and dine you, take you to nice places, treat you like a lady, be a gentleman, get you a Leo, because I had that experience with like 2 different Leo men. And honestly, I remember last summer I was talking to this Leo guy, and literally guys, I was smiling from ear to ear every single day, even when I wasn't talking to him, even if like nothing, just because he was just treating me so well. And I remember my friends would be like, damn, like Araya, you just keep smiling, you just keep laughing. And I'm like, girl, I'm happy. Like, girl, I'm happy. And honestly, that was the experience I had with them. You're probably thinking like, so what happened? To be honest, it just didn't work out. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I just really like Leo men because I think I'm compatible with them, because to a certain extent I'm like your typical lady. So I feel like with them, they're like your typical man, because I'm very feminine, they're very masculine, and it's just kind of like a balance of energy. But yeah, I really like Leo men. Downside, they're very prideful, really sensitive, even though they don't like show it or speak on it. I feel like sometimes I've had to like really get to the bottom of it. Like, you know, there's people that you have to keep asking like, what's wrong before they tell you what's wrong, but they will silently hold a grudge against you. They have the tendency to do that, and to be honest, like, it's actually really annoying when I think about it. But nevertheless, I had a more positive experience than I did the negative one, so I'm gonna give Leo 4 stars. Next sign, Gemini. Oh my god. Before I start with Gemini, I would just like to say Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra men, all air signs, I feel like they are very inconsistent. And this is a bold statement to make, but I've just seen a little bit of a pattern with Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius men. Gemini men, I like Geminis, like even Gemini women not so much. I prefer the men to the women, but I get along well with Gemini. So my Venus is in Gemini, and if you know a little bit about astrology, you know Venus is how you like to be loved. So Gemini men actually really like me, to be honest. They are very intellectual. I also found that even with like all the Geminis I've spoken to, even when it didn't work out, we've always remained friends because they have a good head on their shoulders, but at the same time they're very volatile, and I don't like that type of energy. It's like one day you're here, another minute you're not. Like one day they tell you this, another minute it's this. Like they're very like on and off, and I don't really like that. I like stability and security, so I don't really tend to like take them seriously. But great conversations. A lot of Gemini men can dress as well. They're very intelligent, so that can be a downside, because if you're not someone that knows, that knows what they're talking about, they can use their intelligence to look down on you and just sort of like make you feel stupid. And I've seen them do that. Not to me, but I've seen it play out in different scenarios, and I'm like, I don't like people that are condescending. Very condescending, that's the word. I think they can be very condescending, but they're generally very smart, very creative. If you want someone to just exchange ideas with, bounce ideas with, like that. So I hear not the most faithful, but I mean, if someone is here one day and there another day, then I'm not too surprised. I don't think they are the most toxic, but I don't think they're innocent either. So maybe I will give Geminis a 3 out of 5 as well. A 3 out of 5. Libra. So fun fact, I actually started talking to this Libra guy like really recently. I feel like Libras are very romantic. They like the finer things in life. I can tell that like he has good taste. I feel like a lot of Libra men have good taste. They have a good eye for fashion and architecture. Like, I don't know if I'll date him, but I'll probably let him design my house. He has a really nice eye for quality, and I like that. I like the finer things in life, so hey, like I can respect that. But I don't know, it's early days, so I don't really have like a strong opinion on them, but I can see how they are inconsistent, like I said earlier on. If you guys want to give me more tea on Libra men, please comment down below and let me know, because I want to know. I don't know if I should rate them because I don't know if it's fair. Maybe I'll give them a 3 out of 5 because, yeah. Libra, you get a 3 out of 5. Aquarius. Oh my goodness. I am not the biggest fan of Aquariuses in general. I like a couple of them, but they have some personality traits that I don't like that. I really don't. Aquariuses tend to be know-it-all, and with the men, oh my god. I remember this one Aquarius guy that was in my school. He literally was such a know-it-all. Like, you know those people that just think their truth is the absolute truth? That type of energy. And I don't like people like that. Like, I'm quite an open-minded person, and I just hate people that refuse to believe that people can have a different opinion to them, and that's okay. Like, not everyone has to agree with you. You don't have to always agree with everyone, and that's fine. You can agree to disagree. With Aquariuses, no, especially when it comes to like politics and religion and like societal issues, because they're very passionate about that. And I feel like because they're also very intelligent, similar to Geminis, like I said, they can be very condescending in terms of how they express themselves to you. And for me, it's just like, there's no reason to be condescending to anyone who has a different opinion than you. You can educate them, you can enlighten them, because some opinions are wrong. Like, I'm not going to agree with you if you're being racist, but at the same time, like, you can educate them and enlighten them and actually, like, you know, just talk to them like a normal person. Aquariuses, whether it be a serious topic or not, if you have a different opinion to them, it's smoke. Why did you think like that? Why did you do that? But your opinion is wrong. Your opinion is this. And it's like, sometimes I don't even care to explain myself or care to argue, because I'm convicted in my truth, my opinion, and that's okay. So I feel like the men can be very condescending as well. I'm very flighty, like I said. 1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're there, but I don't know too much about them, because in general, like, once I sense that energy, like, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna move, go back to my Leos, because I don't like that. But I will give Aquariuses a 3 out of 5 as well, because they're very honest about how they feel. So similar to Aries in that sense, you kind of like know what you're dealing with. They're not manipulative, they're not conniving. You just sense that energy. If you want to deal with that, that's on you. If you want to deal with that, then that's on you too. So Aquarius is a 3 out of 5. The next sign I'm going to be speaking on is Scorpio. I love Scorpio men. I said it. Don't come for me. I said it. I really like Scorpio men. I like Scorpio men because I have a lot of Scorpio energy in my chart as well. I think they have this silent intensity about them that is just so attractive. That silent confidence, and for me, like, that is everything. I really like Scorpios because I feel like they mean what they say. So if they're committed, they're committed. If they're not, they're not. They're very assured and devoted in that sense. I think they're fixed signs, so they're very fixed in how they feel. And obviously, if it's in your favor, then hey, that's a great thing. If it's not in your favor, then I can see why that'll be annoying. They're very loyal when they're devoted, and they just make you feel like you're the only one. In my experience anyway, it might take a while for them to open up to you and trust you, but once they have you, they have you. And yeah, I just really like Scorpios. I don't think they're too toxic, you know. If they're not evolved, then oh my goodness, they can be liars, manipulative, deceitful, just like any other sign, to be honest. But in general, I would give Scorpios a 4 out of 5 as well, because I like them, and that's just my opinion, period. Cancer. Oh gosh, I really wish Cancer men were like Cancer women, because I love Cancer women, but the men, not so much. Cancer men are so manipulative. It's almost a joke. Like, lots of the Cancer men I've come in contact with, they need therapy. Like, they really do. And I feel like they have some underlying issues that they're not even aware of, because they're trying so hard to not express their sensitivity. And don't get me wrong, like, I've met some decent Cancer men as well, but a lot of them are just like, they're so misplaced. Their anger is misplaced, their emotions are misplaced, they're just all over the place. And Cancers in general are quite sensitive. Like, Cancers are water signs, so you know, they are quite sensitive. I'm a Pisces moon, I am sensitive as well. I am so good with emotions. I have no problem with people being insensitive or emotional. However, please make sure you're not directing your emotions at people who have nothing to do with them. So with Cancer men, good side, they seem to be very family oriented, very supportive. At first it's all like roses and it's like, oh my god, he's the best. I mean, to be honest, it's always like that at the beginning with everyone, but with them it's like, wow, like, you know, just all sweet. And then you just start to see like, damn, you have issues. Cancer men can be very resentful. That's one thing that really scares me about them. They will have a problem or have an issue with you, and they will hold it against you and not tell you. And they will be speaking to you like, sometimes everything's okay, like very passive aggressive, very like, you don't know who you're going to get today, because they haven't said what it is. And I think with them, they suppress their emotions so much to the point where they're like, oh, like, it doesn't matter. But clearly it doesn't matter, because you hate me. Like, you hate me, but in your head you've convinced yourself that everything's okay. So I think Cancer men, we need to work on that. That's one thing I'll say, bear in mind. If you offend them, they do not forgive. I don't care what anyone says, they can hold a grudge forever, and you will not even know. And you'll just be thinking one day like, why is he being so mean to me? What you did 4 months ago, that argument you guys had, he's still not over it. It's still hurting him. So just bear that in mind with Cancer men. Other than that though, they seem very like family oriented, very devoted. They also seem to be like gentlemen. And also, I've realized they're very good with money though, in terms of like money management, and they're very business oriented. That's what I was going to say actually. Very business oriented. Like 50 Cent is a Cancer, for example. Like, so you can get a good idea. Like 50 Cent, as problematic as he may be, that man is a business genius and he knows how to make himself some money, and I respect that in that aspect. But the other stuff I really don't agree with. Well, that being said, I like 50 Cent, but that's not the point. But just to give you guys like a quick depiction of what their energy is like. So I will rate Cancer men a 2 out of 5. Pisces, I actually do not know many Pisces men, so this is probably going to be the shortest description ever. My brother is a Pisces, but I love him, and he's quite young, so he's only like coming into his personality now. But some of my friends have been like, it's an X. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. I really do not know much about Pisces men at all. Some things I have picked up on a Pisces men is they're very good listeners. They're very understanding, very empathetic, but that's just like Pisces energy in general, so that's nice. But I also feel like they're very difficult to know because they sort of always have their guard up, but then I also hear they're not the most faithful. So moving on to earth signs, I'm going to start off with Capricorn. So my best friend had a really bad experience with a Capricorn. In fact, not even one Capricorn guy. I think she's had like bad experiences with like 2 different Capricorn guys. And if my best friend says they're toxic, period. I think a common trait with Capricorn men is strong manipulation, but the manipulation tactics translate themselves in different ways. So no 2 Capricorn men will be manipulative in the same way, but they all that have that strong sense of like manipulation and just always wanting to humble women. I've found that that's a very common trait, and yeah, I'm really not for that. I do not like that. I do not agree with that. I don't even see why you should want to do that to anyone, because clearly if you're trying to humble someone, you're insecure within yourself, and that's not the person for you. Because the person you should be with, you should want to see them shine so bright and be like, yeah, like, you know, cheer them on. That's the way I think it's supposed to be. But for some reason, some Capricorn men are just very insecure and always one to like humble a woman. And like I said, if my best friend says they're toxic, they're toxic. So I'm going to give Capricorn men a 2 out of 5, period. Taurus. I respect Taurus energy in general. I like that they're very loyal, they're very devoted, they're very stable. Like when they say one thing, you know that's what it is. They're very dependable. I like people like that, so I really respect Taurus energy. The only thing I would say is like Taurus men are so stubborn. Like, you know those people that are just wrong and strong? That is a Taurus. Even when something is not wrong, as long as they believe it's wrong, it's wrong. I also feel like they're not forgiving, very stubborn, and again the stubbornness can play out in different forms. And yeah, I don't know if they're for me, but like I said, I really respect their energy. I like how stable they are. They just give me like, you know, just like real masculine energy in the good sense. What would I rate Taurus men? I would say like a 3 out of 5. Yeah, 3 out of 5. The last sign I'm going to be touching on is Virgo, and I will just start off by saying I do not like Virgo men. I prefer the women, similar to Cancers. I prefer Cancer women as well. With Virgo men, oh god, even just talking about them, I'm getting a bit irritated. I just feel like they are so logical to the point that they lack empathy. You know those people that, so you know how they say like people are usually very intelligent, like Steve Jobs and like, you know, people like that, how a lot of them are sociopaths allegedly. I feel like Virgo men have sociopathic tendencies, and I'm not even trying to be funny, like I'm being dead ass right now. I feel like, again, wrong and strong, they feel very convicted in how they feel, and as long as it's their way or the highway basically, and even when it's time for them to apologize, it's like, it's never, oh I'm sorry, you were right. It's like, okay, we should do this now. Sort of like not giving you your credit. I don't like people like that, and I don't like that type of energy. And because Virgos in general tend to be very perfectionist, I feel like Virgo men specifically expect perfection from everyone, and honestly that is so unrealistic because nobody's perfect. Like, unless you're God, it's like nobody is perfect. You're human, you're going to make mistakes. And I also feel like they don't give you that room to grow and make mistakes. It's more like, okay, but why don't you do this? You should do this, you should do this. So unreasonable. It's sort of like you can't speak to them. And people like that, yeah, you're not going to get anywhere with them, because what they believe is what they believe, and that's just that on that. Yeah, not my cup of tea. I do not like them. But hey, this is just a bit of fun. This is just based on their sun sign. I will rate Virgos a 1 out of 5. So this will be the end of the video. Again, this is my opinion. My opinion is not the absolute truth. It's just a bit of fun. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and please subscribe down to my channel. If you want me to make more astrology content, then please let me know, because I'm actually fairly into astrology. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.